Today is another seller strategy masterclass, and in this one, we're going to go over 10 unique strategies that most of your competitors are not using. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I am your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that's a completely BS-free, unscripted, and unrehearsed, organic conversation about serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the e-commerce world. And this is a series that we do every few months. We call it the Seller Strategy Masterclass. And the last time we did this was back earlier this year, episode 634. So go to h10.me/634. You'll be able to get the replay there. And basically, we went over 10 unique strategies. Now, the reason I say these are unique is because, first of all, as we know, obviously Helium 10 is the number one most used tool for Amazon sellers, and it's not even close. Like we have more users than everybody else put together. That being said, not every Amazon seller is using Helium 10. So just because the fact that you're using Helium 10 gives you a little bit of an advantage over your competitors. But here's the other thing. There are certain tools inside of Helium 10 that no other tool has, and that probably even a lot of Helium 10 users themselves, they are not using them. All right. So this is why you can get a strategic advantage, because some of these strategies, it could be 95% of Amazon sellers out there, whether they're Helium 10 users or not, are not using these. All right. And that's what selling on Amazon nowadays is about. Every month it gets the most competitive Amazon has ever gotten. And you need to keep finding things that give you that competitive advantage. They give you a one sale over here, or two sales over here, or three sales over here. These things add up, especially in times where, hey, you might have more competitors than before. And so I love sharing these kind of like unique strategies that only Helium 10 can do in like the all-in-one Amazon tool market out there. And so let's go ahead and hop right into them. All right, so the first thing that only Helium 10 can do is give you a history of what products have been frequently bought together with other products. It could be your product or your competitor's products. Now, why is this important? How can it make you money? We have a wide variety of reasons why we'd want to look at what are products that are frequently bought together. And just for those who don't know, you can like for example, I search here bath mat, and if I go to one of these competitor listings, I'll pull up a page and then I scroll down, and then there's like a frequently bought together, a customer also bought section where Amazon itself is telling me what products people are buying together with, like my product or my competitor's product. And so why this is important is because for me, there's two different main reasons. Number one, it gives me like some bundling ideas or potentially new product lines. Like if I'm selling, coffin bath mats or bat-shaped bath mats. Now all of a sudden I see, there's a coffin-shaped bath mat that people are buying together. That could be an interesting product I could have. Or here are some like, almost looks like earrings, but it looks like bat-shaped shower curtain hooks. Like I would have never even known that product exists. Who knows? Maybe bat-shaped shower curtain hooks can fit, or I can buy those for like 50 cents and throw it on my bat-shaped bath mat, which is definitely irrelevant to anybody who has a shower who's into bat-shaped stuff. And now that's a new, bundle I can create that is going to be unique. Or I could just offer the bat-shaped shower hooks as a new product on my product line, on my brand. The other benefit can be used for advertising. Let me show you a little bit about that in a little bit. But how do I see what are the history of the frequently bought together? Remember, what you see on Amazon might show one product, might show two products. But did you know that these are sometimes changing throughout the day or throughout the week? Basically, just take the ASIN of whatever product, your competitor product. I'll go ahead and take this one right here. I'm going to take their ASIN and I'm going to go ahead and put it into Helium 10 Black Box product targeting. And once I paste the ASIN, I have a whole list of products. Look at this. 48 products that have come up here. I could actually take the source and make it exactly the frequently bought together. So I'm not looking at all the products. And there's 16 of them. So look at these 16 products. There's those bat-shaped shower hooks. And look at this. Like, what in the world? A coffin-shaped toothbrush holder. I just got another idea for a product literally right now. Here's another crazy product right here that I'm looking at. like these spooky hand-shaped, I don't know, are these candle holders or something, like really creepy here. But this is definitely something like that people who are into creepy decor and things like that might be interested in. Now, here's the thing, like watch me when I click this product here of this spooky hand-shaped, candle holders or whatever the heck this is. If I scroll down here to the products related to this item, so these are people running sponsored ads. Do you see what kind of products are showing up here? It's almost all the same products that this product is. It's a bunch of other, different types of spooky hands, right? But remember, we have data now from Amazon that people are buying these spooky hands at the same time that they're buying this coffin or bat-shaped bath mat. So this is Amazon telling us that, hey, this is relevant to the same customer avatar because they're buying it in the same, kind of like checkout experience. So how can this help us? Well, just like I showed you, traditionally, people only target in ASIN targeting or sponsored display, for the most part, like very similar products. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should be targeting similar products that you think you have a right to win on. But imagine if I'm now the only bat-shaped bath mat targeting this product, these spooky hands, in sponsored ads. I already know that people buy this kind of product together with my product. So it's not like it's a reach, no pun intended with the hands, but it's not like it's a reach that people might buy these in the same, in the same browsing scenario. So I would have a competitive advantage because I'd be the only bat-shaped bath mat that's even realizing that I should target these spooky hands Amazon listings. So there's a lot more options too. But the point is, guys, is you should be looking at frequently bought together, regardless if you use Helium 10 or not. But you should be using black box product targeting tab in order to look at the history of frequently bought together, because throughout the months, different products are showing up. How to convert your Amazon listings to TikTok Shop in seconds. Why is this important? How can it make you money? TikTok Shop, we've been talking about it for a while now, about how much of an opportunity it is for Amazon sellers in different marketplaces, especially in the USA here. There are, sellers who are able to match their Amazon sales within a couple of months even, or even surpass Amazon sales. But the big complaint in the beginning days of TikTok was, oh my goodness, it's like, I don't know what makes a good TikTok listing. I don't want to have to download all my Amazon images one by one, listing per listing, and upload it to TikTok and all these, like optimize my listing, stuff like that. Like TikTok doesn't even have bullet points. Like, how do I know what to do with my bullet points from Amazon? Well, that's where the TikTok listing converter from Helium 10 comes in, because what we're going to do is we're going to take all of your Amazon listings and then in seconds publish it to TikTok Shop. All right, here's how you can do that. You just go inside of our tool. This is for any Diamond members and up. And you go to, under listing optimization, the listing converter. And it's going to show you all of the listings that are in your Amazon account. And after you hit the next step, so then once your products show up, you just select as many of them as you want and literally hit bulk convert, and boom goes the dynamite. That's it. Within like 30 seconds or less, you're going to have your listings up on TikTok. That doesn't guarantee you sales. There's other tools that Helium 10 that helps with that. But imagine all the time you are saving, where it takes 30 seconds to do what probably would have taken you 30 minutes, if not more, to do. And we're even using AI to optimize your listing for TikTok Shop. We're not just copying and pasting your Amazon title, putting it on TikTok, copying your bullet points where there's not even bullet points on TikTok. We're using AI to optimize for best practices of what a TikTok Shop listing can have. So make sure that you guys have converted your Amazon listings to your TikTok Shop account.
Thinking about selling on TikTok Shop? Or maybe you are already in it and you're ready to scale. Unlock all of Helium 10's brand new TikTok Shop tools with our Diamond plan. Everything from bulk Amazon to TikTok listing conversions to instant Amazon MCF fulfillment. Best of all, you use the code TT10 to get 10% off Diamond for 6 months, even if you've used a coupon before. So go ahead and upgrade and let Helium 10 do all the heavy lifting for you, so you can focus on what really matters. For more info on our new TikTok Shop offerings, visit h10.me/TikTok. I'll see you there.
Now, the next tool that is completely unique to Helium 10 is our automatic keyword harvesting. Right? In the old days, how do you discover new keywords for your products? And these old school ways actually still work. You would maybe once every other week, once a month, once a week, whatever, go maybe put your competitors one by one into Cerebro and take a look. Are they showing up in sponsored ads or organic placements for a new keyword on page 1 that you didn't know about before or that you're not even ranking for, right? And you would maybe have your VA or you yourself, if you're a solopreneur, you would just have to take all 10 of your competitors one by one and run them through Cerebro once every couple of weeks and just compare the list to make sure that they're not getting sales from new keywords that you didn't know about, right? This is a good strategy even now. If you don't want to use this strategy I'm about to tell you, you can absolutely use that, but obviously that's a time-consuming task. So with Helium 10, we have 2 different ways that you can just set it and forget it and just get notified if any new keywords come up that hit that criteria. Here's how you do that. The first way is on the dashboard. In your Insights dashboard for Diamond members. The second way is going to be for Platinum members. But you just have to make sure that you have your competitors set up for each product. Like here's my coffin shelf. I've got a couple competitors. Once you have that, go into your Insights and your Insight settings, and then you can create a new insight and it's under keywords. And then you could say, hey, keyword suggestion based on my competitors or keyword suggestion based on my products. The one that's keyword suggestions based on my products, you can basically say like, hey, if for a keyword that has at least 500 search volume or whatever number you want, and all of a sudden my organic rank is between 1 and 10, and I'm not ranking or I'm not tracking it right now, go ahead and let me know. And so I can get a notification that I need to start tracking it. I can do the same based on my competitors. This is like basically running Cerebro. I'm like, hey, if my product rank, I could say, hey, maybe my product rank is between like 50 and 306, but the competitor's product are between 1 and 10 or 1 and 15, like they're on page 1, hey, send me a notification. So that's one way that I could automatically harvest. So then if there are new keywords that my competitor is ranking for, it's going to show up right here on my dashboard. Now, if you've got a Platinum account and you're using Keyword Tracker, you can do the same thing in Keyword Tracker. So here in Keyword Tracker, let me go to my bath mat. And then again, if I've got the competitors, which you can see here, I'm tracking a number of bath mats, I can just go here and I could go to the suggested keywords and set the same exact thing. I would just hit customize settings and then say, hey, based on my competitors or based on my own products, go ahead and suggest to me keywords that hit certain criteria. And so again, like now I'm never having to run Cerebro almost again on my competitors, unless maybe I have some other use case for it, like I want to use the historical Cerebro or something like that. But I am just going to get delivered to me for all of my products on auto any new keywords that me or my competitors are ranking for that I was not tracking. So I'm not constantly having to do these same searches. So again, this is completely unique to Helium 10. It doesn't mean you can't get this information. Like I said, you can absolutely just do this manually on Cerebro. So where's the competitive advantage here? Well, the competitive advantage is you go from spending 30 minutes every 2 weeks doing this to 0 minutes every 2 weeks because it's going to be automated for you. And it's kind of like a no-brainer about how that can make you money is because don't you want to discover new keywords that your competitor is getting sales for that you don't have in your listing or that you're not getting sales from? This literally leads to sales. So make sure you have your automatic keyword harvesting active on as many of your products as you can using Helium 10. Another tool that's unique to Helium 10 is our heat maps. All right. So we were the first to have this years ago. So one of the top ass things. And why is this important? How can it make you money? It's kind of like a reverse way of making money. When we run out of stock or when we're launching a new product or we run low on inventory and inventory's on the way, what sometimes happens to our listing? You guys know, like let's say we were out of stock, we send like 500 units. Do all 500 units become active right away? No, all of a sudden Amazon might have like 2 or 3 units checked into inventory, right? What happens though when you only have 2 or 3 units or even 50 units checked into inventory? Well, usually those units are very close to whatever warehouse you had sent your Amazon FBA replenishment. Like let's say it's California. So what happens when those 20 units, those 5 units, whatever, those 50 units go live, they're all based in California. If somebody is in Florida and they search for your product, let's say it's a coffin shelf, they are actually going to see a terrible shipping time, right? Because the product is in California, Amazon can't deliver. It's still like being processed and being sent around the country. Amazon can't deliver it to Orlando, Florida in 24 hours, 48 hours. It'll probably deliver in like 3 days, but what Amazon does is it like way underestimates. It'll say like, oh yeah, it'll be there in 2 weeks. And what does that mean? And so then what happens? Well, your conversion rate goes terrible. Why? Because who wants to buy something after they add it to the cart? They say, what? This is going to be delivered in 2 weeks. I'm not going to wait. I'll just go buy another coffin shelf or buy something else. So usually what you want to do is like keep your listing closed for like a week until the inventory spreads out across the country. All right. So how you can look at this, day by day is if you're in that situation, just go to your heat map and you will see as of any day. You can even look at this historically to like say, hey, what was going on like a few weeks ago? Was my inventory like all located in one section? But just go to the heat maps, choose your product, choose the date, and then now you'll see what FBA warehouses across the country your product is stored in. And if you're happy with it being distributed geographically over a certain region, go ahead and make your listing active. You can also see, hey, like what's going on with my sales? Like hey, over the last year, based on the city, based on county, based on state, where are my sales going? I mean, who knows? Maybe you see trends like, look at this. So this coffin shelf, I've gotten 0 sales. It looks like from Montana and North Dakota. So maybe I need to send more inventory into Amazon. And then I would then look at my other heat maps. Hey, if I send a bunch more inventory, as long as I don't get storage fees, does Amazon distribute my products a little bit wider? That's one of the other use cases for our heat map. So make sure you're utilizing them. How to connect your Amazon FBA products to your TikTok shop products to use Amazon multi-channel fulfillment. Why is this important? How can it make you money? Well, maybe you've got all your listings active on TikTok already, but you don't have your own warehouse. You don't have the product in your own house. The only way you can fulfill TikTok shop orders is by using your Amazon FBA inventory. Well, the way you do that is through something called MCF or multi-channel fulfillment. That is where Amazon will ship product from your FBA inventory for non-Amazon orders, like whether you're selling on Walmart or TikTok Shop or other websites like Shopify. So with the Helium 10s tool, within seconds, again, you can now map your Amazon SKU to your TikTok Shop SKU so that if you get any orders on TikTok Shop, you don't have to manually create the order. You don't have to go check the tracking. You don't have to update it or anything. Everything becomes automated, where as soon as the TikTok Shop order comes in, an Amazon MCF order is created, and we arrange for Amazon to pack, pick, ship, and deliver your product on TikTok Shop. So the way you can access this is under the token page or under the mapping page that you get on the inventory management. And what you'll see is all of your TikTok Shop SKUs. And then basically for each one that you want Amazon to fulfill, you just need to map it by finding the Amazon SKU. Now I name all of my SKUs the same, whether it's on whatever platform. So it's super easy to find which product to map. And then I can say, hey, here's my safety stock, which basically means maybe I don't want to have everything used up for TikTok. I only want to have the TikTok Shop listing active until I get to like 50 units or something, then turn it off. I can also choose, hey, do I want it expedited, shipping, standard, or priority? Because there's different levels of MCF. So again, this is a great way to, without even having to touch inventory, have Amazon fulfill all of your TikTok orders. And inside of Helium 10, you can do that in seconds. How to see Amazon data that tells you what sales were generated by your competitors without having search query performance. Now, as we all know, search query performance is great for your own products, but search query performance is not telling you how many sales per keyword or if your competitors are getting sales on certain keywords, because search query performance is about your products, right? So how can you find historically keywords that generated sales? Well, of course, we've always been able to use Cerebro inside of Helium 10. But that's like an estimation, more like a process of elimination, right? Like, hey, I understand that if a keyword has over 500 searches and me or my competitors ranking between 1 and 10, it must have generated sales. But is that really data from the horse's mouth? Data directly from Amazon, like search query performance? No, it's not really. So how can you find Amazon data that confirms, hey, this product, even though it's not my product, is guaranteed to have generated sales? Well, you would want to look at brand analytics. And we have a completely unique way to look at that no other tool has. Let me show you. Inside of Blackbox, you go to the tab that says ABA Top Search Terms. That stands for Amazon Brand Analytics. Go ahead and throw in like all of your top competitors. Like here, I just put in a whole bunch of bat-shaped bath mats, including my own product. And then what I did is I have the week selected, and I just started selecting a whole bunch of weeks like recently this year. And then I skipped it. I'm like, hey, let me choose like 10 weeks starting at Halloween, because I think it was a popular Halloween and also a Christmas product. And I'm looking across 16 different weeks. And then I set the filters like say, hey, show me any product where one of the inputted ASINs, one of these competitors that I put, has more than 1% conversion share. So this is like a poor man's search query performance, because if somebody has 1% or more conversion share, what does that mean? That means they have generated sales, and that's from Amazon. That's not coming from Helium 10. That's Amazon telling you that they are guaranteeing that this product in this exact week or multiple weeks generated sales from this keyword. And so like, for example, right here, I could see this list of keywords that maybe I might have missed some of these. Like some of these are kind of like no-brainers, right? Like bat rug. I could have used just Helium 10 Cerebro for that. But look at some of these keywords that were just random. Like 1 week, all of a sudden, sales came, but not other weeks. Like bats, shower, curtain, all right? There was only 1 week that it generated sales for one of these bat-shaped bath mat competitors, but it did, all right? Here's another one, spooky bathroom decor. So again, this is definitely about making you money. That's why it's important. You can discover keywords that no other tool is going to have, Helium 10 included, if you don't use this exact feature, because we are showing you from brand analytics where your competitors had done. If I wanted to search 17 different weeks of brand analytics in Seller Central without using Helium 10, could I do it? Absolutely. But what would that involve? That would involve downloading 17 files one by one that have like 4 million lines on them, and then running a pivot table based on these ASINs and combining them all and trying to find which keywords had more than 1% sales. That would probably take 30 minutes, if not an hour. I can do it in seconds here using Helium 10 Black Box Brand Analytics. So make sure you're doing that in order to find keywords that Amazon is guaranteeing that brought sales to your competitors. How to see keyword history going back years from day one of you tracking a keyword. Most tools out there, you can start tracking keywords. Like keyword tracking is not something that is unique to Helium 10. Almost every Amazon tool out there has the ability to track keywords. But most of them, you just start seeing ranks from the day you start tracking that keyword, right? Well, what about if you want to see, hey, what was this keyword ranking, or what was this product ranking for 3 years ago, 2 years ago? Only Helium 10 can tell you that for the top searched keywords. All right, so how I can do that? Let's say I just want to track a brand new product that I had never tracked before. So let's go ahead and hit add products here. I'm going to throw in an ASIN of an egg tray. And then I'll say, yes, let's track the parent ASIN. And then I'm going to go here in keyword tracker and I'm going to hit the keyword egg tray. All right. So now, as of today, first time I'm tracking this. So if I go into the keyword, now I just hit the organic rank. And even though I just started tracking this today, I can go back in time. Like, let me go all the way back to like, let's say January 2024, all the way until December 2024. And now look at that. I can see the history. Now, this is 2025. I'm looking back at times I was not even tracking this, and I have full history of where this product was ranking for. This is especially helpful for those of you too who are like maybe wanting to upgrade and get a better keyword tracker than whatever other keyword tracker you're using. You don't have to start over from scratch. You don't lose all of your keyword ranks. You just go here to add products, And then you could hit this bulk upload button, download an Excel file, and then add all of your keywords from whatever tool that you were using and put it right in there. You don't even need to add, like an export of the ranks. We have the ranks. So just upload all of your products, all of your keywords with a flat file here or an Excel file. And then within minutes, you're going to see the history of this year, last year, the year before of where your products were ranking. So it's a no-brainer to migrate if you're using an inferior keyword tracker to Helium 10 keyword tracker. But this is important because you might accidentally lose your data for whatever reason on where your keyword ranks are, and like, oh man, where was I ranking in Prime Day last year? Well, don't worry. If you accidentally delete something or you never were tracking in the first place, you can go in here for your products or your competitor products, start tracking a keyword, and instantly see years of history. You can only do that in Helium 10. How to find influencers to reach out to on Amazon. Why is this important? How can it make you money? Influencer marketing is all the rage nowadays. It's important to get UGC on your pages. Like that means user generated content. Getting influencers to create videos that will appear on mobile browsers, on desktop browsers, in your picture carousel, on the bottom carousel. This is going to help you with your conversions, and it's going to give you more reach out there on Amazon, the more influencers that create videos. Or maybe you want to do a collab with like a very unique type of influencer off of Amazon, but you want to find who are the ones who are making videos on Amazon and maybe see, hey, do they have a following on Instagram or TikTok or something and can I slide into their DMs so I can ask to collaborate? You can actually search the entire database of anyone who has made influencer videos for Amazon products. You can even search for like, hey, I want to see any influencer who has made videos for my number one competitor brand, because hey, if that's a spooky, product brand like my brand, and they made videos for their products, they'd be a perfect person to reach out to make videos for my products. Let me show you guys how to do that. This is a tool that's available for our Diamond members, but hit tools and then under marketing, go to influencer finder. Now we've got a TikTok and Amazon one, so just make sure you're in the right one. And one of the ways is I could say, hey, show me any influencer who has perhaps done a video for any kind of coffin shelf. All right. Let's go ahead and search for that. And then look at all these influencers who have come up. I could be like, hey, do any of them, how many, has any of them posted a lot of videos? I could sort by the number of videos they've posted. And we're going to find out in a bit how some of these have, look at this. This person has made 77 videos out there. Here's me. This is, wow. This tool found my Amazon influencer page. You can even see my picture right here inside of Helium 10. I've posted 7 videos on my page before. Take a look here. It has YouTube links. It has TikTok links. So like if I want to reach out to this Kristen Coffin, I can just click here and I can find her. I can message her right on TikTok. Here's another influencer who has their Instagram right here. I just hit this once and I'm instantly going to go to her Instagram page and I can slide into her DMs right there. So this is a way, guys. You can sort by, all right, hey, show me any influencers who have made videos in this category that has generated or that has made at least 100 videos or has an average video length of 30 seconds as opposed to 2 minutes. I mean, you can search for almost anything here, but some of the most important things that I like to search for is the one that have email addresses, the ones that have social media links, and being able to put in an ASIN of my competitors, being able to put in the brands of my competitors and saying, hey, show me anybody who has made videos for that brand, for that ASIN, because those would be perfect targets for me to reach out to try and see if they're willing to collaborate to promote my product. So guys, start using the Helium 10 Influencer Finder to reach out to creators to get more UGC on your listings and potentially for social media collaboration. How to see in the Amazon search results which products were the top 3 clicked. Why is this important? How can it make you money? Sometimes maybe you don't want to do just a deep dive into search query performance or brand analytics in Amazon or Helium 10, but you're just browsing on Amazon, maybe as a buyer or maybe, as a seller, you're just, looking around trying to get inspiration for new ideas. Did you know that if you have your account connected to Helium 10 and you've got brand registry, regardless of what level of plan you have with Helium 10, you can see in the search results which 3 products were the most clicked and what percentage of the sales I got without clicking anything. Guys, watch this. Search one of your top keywords right now on Amazon. I searched here for wooden egg holder. Now, look what happened. Now, first of all, I don't know why underwear commercials are showing up on a wooden egg holder page. But anyways, you will see the Helium 10 widget is showing me which are the top 3 that were clicked on for last week. It's going to have this little blue bar and it'll say, look at this, ABA most clicked number 1. So this is my competitor egg holder here. They had the most clicks. And so if I put my mouse over here, I can see not only do I know that they were the most clicked, but they had 20.83% of all the sales last week that happened out of anybody who searched wooden egg holder. Right here, here's the third one most clicked, but here's something super interesting. Even though this product was the third most clicked product on the page, look at the percent of conversions, 0%. So do I have to worry about this competitor? No, and I'm getting these insights, guys, without even clicking anything. This is just what Helium 10 is showing in the search results. Let me see if I can find whoever was the second bestseller on last week. There it is, all the way down. And oh, lo and behold, that's me. That's my egg tray right there. I had the second most clicks, and I had 8.33%. So look at that. Even though I wasn't the second most clicked, I had 8% of all sales. So do you see how far down the list I am? This is a sponsored ad. So what am I going to do with this information? Well, I literally just saw without clicking that my product was one of the top 3 clicked, and it had almost 10% of the purchases, but my rank was all the way halfway down the page. So what would you do if that was you? Well, for me, I'm going to increase my bid because I'm going to get to the top of the page. I could probably maybe become one of the top clicked ones and get even a bigger percentage of the sales. And I just learned all of that just by looking on Amazon without even having to click one thing, just putting my mouse over and looking for that blue bar that tells me from Amazon Brand Analytics which products were the most clicked. You're not going to see this with any other tool, but if you have the Helium 10 Chrome extension installed, you're going to be able to take advantage of this awesome feature. How to set custom rules for your advertising that could save you up to 95% of the time it takes to manage Amazon advertising. This is important. Like, it should be self-explanatory how this can make you money. How many of us before, if we didn't use an agency, if we weren't using software, were toiling with Amazon Seller Central search term reports to manage our PPC. And then we had to run pivot tables and VLOOKUPs and download multiple weeks of data. And then we had to find all the data points that we wanted. Hey, which search terms did I have more than 25 clicks, but no sales? Oh, let me find those one by one. Once I found them, now I got to go find where that campaign is in Seller Central and pause that target or negative match that target. Maybe I had another rule where I'm like, you know what? If I have something that was between 100 and 120% ACoS, I need to bring that down to 70% ACoS. Well, first of all, I would have to make a whole bunch of formulas in Excel files to even find where it's in that range of ACoS. And then I would have to make another formula that said, all right, what do I have to bring my bid down in order to bring my ACoS down to 80%? And then again, once I make all those calculations, again, I got to go one by one, find where in the world that target is, in which campaign, in which ad group, and edit it one by one. This takes time. Like if you've got one product, sure, maybe you've got 5 campaigns, you can probably manage that 30 minutes a week. But what if you have hundreds of campaigns, scores of products? You can see that takes forever. Well, that's why Helium 10 Ads has rules-based ad campaigns. It means that you set your own rules, not Helium 10. Like Helium 10 has AI. We could do it for you. But no, all of us have our own little way of how we want to run advertising. I want to optimize based on my ROAS. I want to optimize based on ACoS. And if it's at this level, I want to schedule, when I have a high bid and a low bid, et cetera, et cetera. Whatever your personal rules are that you're manually doing, let Helium 10 do the heavy lifting for you. We're one of the only all-in-one tools that have full rules-based management for your advertising. Let me show you how it works really quick. For example, here's one of my campaigns, and I've got tons of rules here that are just based on ACoS, all right? I add all of my campaigns to this, and I'm like, hey, you know what? If ACoS is between 50 and 60, do the calculations so that the bid gets down to 40. If it's between 40 and 50, make it go down to 30. And I have it on the flip side. If it's between 3 and 5%, you know what? Raise it up to 7%, raise your bid. I have other ones where it says, you know what? If I get more than 25 clicks, but 0 orders in 60 days for a target, pause the target. I have so many rules here that I set up that was basically kind of like set it and forget it. In addition to that, I also have like day parting schedules. I noticed that my ads were like, back in the day, they were like crazy high at certain times of the day, like 10 p.m. to midnight. So you'll see here, I set another rule that says, you know what, for each day of the week, for the period of 10 to 11 p.m., since that just for whatever reason, like works terribly for me, take my bids down by 75%. So I'm not losing so much. And look here, I just did that recently. You could see here how my ACoS was 172% before at 10 p.m. Well, watch what happens. This is just looking back at 60 days. Look what's going to happen if I look back at like my last, let's just say last couple of weeks here from 10 to 11 p.m. Now look at that. 10 to 11 p.m., my ACoS is actually down to 0 almost. It's like not spending at all. So look at how much money I saved. $170 of wasted spend I was spending in the previous 60 days. And now that has come to a complete halt because I set up this rule that said lower my bids at this very unprofitable time. Once all of those rules are put in place, every week, I set mine every week. You could set yours to every day. Helium 10 is giving me suggestions of what I need to do with my bids in order to put into practice those rules I had. So like, for example, here's a keyword coffin shelf where my cost per click was 29 cents. I had said, hey, if it's between 30 and 40%, do what it takes to get that down to 20% ACoS. And sure enough, Helium 10 is telling me, hey, lower that bid down by 3 cents. All right, there's 58 of these suggestions that came just today, and I just have to click this button once if I want to implement it. This is something that would have taken me hours to do with those pivot tables and spreadsheets. I can manage my PPC up to 100 campaigns in about 5 minutes a week without even automation. I can turn on automation in 0 time, but me personally, I like to keep control. Again, rules-based advertising. Helium 10 is the only place you are going to get that when you're talking about all-in-one suite of tools for Amazon sellers. This is absolutely a way that can make you money because it's going to find stuff that maybe you couldn't with Excel files and save you some money. But more importantly, arguably, it's going to save you time. Like I said, it saves me at least, I would say, 5 to 10 hours a week of work across my 250 campaigns that I'm managing, because it'll only take me like 5 minutes per account. So like maybe 15 minutes for all 3 of my accounts. And I'm finished every week optimizing my ads campaign. So if you're interested, Helium 10 ads, you get it free with the Diamond plan. So make sure to add and you start utilizing ads now. All right, guys, there you have it. 10 more strategies completely unique to Helium 10 in the all-in-one tool space. And because of that, you pretty much know that most Amazon sellers are out there and TikTok shop sellers might not be using these unique tools. So when you use it, you're going to get that competitive advantage over all these other sellers who are kind of in the dark on some of these things. Hope you enjoyed this masterclass. We'll see you in the next episode.